a very special guest today. Since it's the first of the month, you guys know on Thursdays, we have a legend in our presence, okay? So let me tell you about this gentleman right here. He is a regional vice president in the company, and he has a global business. When I say global, it means global, okay? He's also an actor. Hollywood, guys, okay? An actor, residuals, right? But he is the most humble human being, and he is so down to earth. And you know what I mean if you've ever met him or if you've ever heard him speak. He's an amazing father and husband, and he's so helpful to anyone, even if you're not in his team. It doesn't matter. And my husband and I are so honored to know this gentleman. Please help me welcome, for the first call of the month, Regional Vice President, Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
Natasha, good morning. Hey, everybody. So happy that you guys decided to have me back. We now are, I don't even know how many months. Look, I was trying to figure it out. How many months we've been 1 month on, 1 month off. You know, Natasha, you might be able to figure that out, or maybe Julian can figure that out. But I mean, we got to be going on close to a year, I think, or maybe like 7 or 8 months, something like that. So Julian, great job going over all that stuff. A lot of great things happening with the company, and Natasha, obviously, for both of you, you know, appreciate your friendship and how you guys step in when Mr. Thomas may not be available, just a sign of leadership. So for those of you who don't know me, we'll get to know each other pretty quickly. For those of you who do know me, well, strap in. Got a few things to go over, some thoughts maybe to get the second quarter started. And you know, I'll start by just saying the same thing I say to you guys every time I get the opportunity to jump on the call. I have a lot of respect for Mr. Thomas. To get to the position of senior vice president in any company, much less our company, it's a big deal. And to have people come in and speak to his team, it's so, you know, when you're a leader in this business, you always kind of look at you know, you look at your team, and it sort of becomes family. And when you have family, you have to be very careful about who you allow to influence your family, right? For those of you who have kids, how important is the law of association for us as parents when we talk about our kids? What are you doing? Who are you hanging out with? Who are you listening to? Who are you following, right? So I do take these Thursdays very seriously, and hope that you guys will get some, you know, some stuff that you can use. I know that Natasha, she's got a lot of stuff going on Clubhouse, and one of the words that they talk about all the time over there is value. Did you bring value? You brought so much value, and I think that's a word that gets thrown around a lot. And I think maybe it's a word that I think people maybe don't really understand the value of things that we have in this business. So the first thing I would just share with you is this, you guys, is, do you value, and you really have to ask yourself this question. I mean, I have to ask myself this question all the time. Do you value your freedom? Okay, let's let's just rap about it for a second. And then I have a few specific things to go into. Do you value your freedom? And of course, what's the answer that everybody says if they get that? Absolutely, I value my freedom. Absolutely. Well, if so many people value their freedom, why do so many people do so little about it? Isn't that crazy? Like, we value freedom. We value the ability to be able to live our lives, do our things the way we want. And, you know, like all the little kind of catchphrases, do what you want, when you want, with who you want, as long as you want. That's freedom. Let's talk about this for a second. Okay. How many people really do that? Really? Right? Like Daryl's over there shaking his head. He's like, no. And I'm telling you guys, not very many people. And what's important to know about that is this. I didn't say no people. I said not very many. So if you can fall into the smaller group of the not very many, that's not none. Some people can enjoy their freedom. And what they don't understand, the people that don't get that, or they always talk about it, but they never really experience it. These are the people that are not willing to break out of whatever kind of paradigm they're in terms of their life, how they run their life, how they generate their life, what they do in their life to get them that supposed freedom that everybody talks about and everybody wants, but so few people have. So you got to really understand, I think we all do, like what the opportunity that we have here, right? So why would I start the month of April talking about this? It's really simple. We all sign up in ACN for two things, I think. Okay, here's what I think. In fact, I'm actually taking notes on my notes. Okay, so check this out, you guys. If you follow this, I think that we all sign up in ACN for two things. Okay, and they're going to sound like they oppose each other, but I want you to follow me on this. I'm starting the month going we're going to go penthouse. We're going to go a little higher level. We're going to go bird's eye view on something here. Okay. People sign up in ACN for two reasons, in my opinion. Here's what they are: control and freedom. They sign up in ACN for control and freedom. Now, when you hear the word control and you hear the word freedom, that is, they are opposing forces, right? They are opposing ideologies. How can you have control and freedom in the same person? Very simple. Here's what most people don't understand. How do you get your freedom? You have to be able to control your circumstances. How do you really get your freedom? You got to be able to control your schedule. How do you get your freedom? You got to be able to control your finances. How do you get your freedom? You need to be able to control your business, right? Why is regional vice president such a great goal for people to get after? By the way, watch this, you guys. Does everybody that signs up in ACN become a regional vice president? Can everybody who signs up in ACN become a regional vice president? There's the big and the little. There's the larger group and the smaller group, right? So what's one of the things about regional vice president that's so appealing, that's so attractive? When you're a rep in ACN, you're an independent business owner, we get paid residual income through how many levels? 5 levels. Thanks, Corey. Sharon, thank you. 5 levels. But not when you're a regional vice president. So when you're talking about this freedom versus control and how they work together, and most people think that they're opposed, they're not. When you become a regional vice president, you're no longer paid residual income through 5 levels. You're paid residual income through infinity. Now, you've heard us say this a lot of times, but I think some people don't understand the value of this. What if the residual income that comes in from becoming a regional vice president one day, you knew for a fact that at the first of every month, the rent, the mortgage, the bills, the car note, the stuff was paid when you become a regional, especially a gold or platinum regional vice president? Let me ask you guys a question, and this is super rhetorical, so just deal with it. Does that represent a level of freedom? Yes or no? Have other people hit RVP gold, RVP platinum? Yes or no? So the thing you have to embrace and accept is that if someone's done it, you can do it. So why don't most people do it? Man, there's so many reasons. There are as many reasons to try to answer that question as there are people. I don't know. To me, if you're going to do something, let's do it. If you're going to participate, let's play to win. So I want you to write this down. Am I playing to win? Am I playing to win? You're the only person that can answer that. Now, if I saw your calendar, I could answer that for you, but I don't see all your calendars. At the last national, the GameOn event, Aaron and Chanel Burt, they did a great training, and I took a note from something that Aaron said, and I've talked about this on a few calls, and I think it's really good. He said, you cannot have comfort zone and purpose. You cannot have comfort zone and purpose. So if you know that the goal, and for those of you who I've never met before, it sounds like I go in a lot of different directions, but I promise you by the time we're done, everything will be tied up in a bow, and it'll hopefully there'll be some clarity. It's just how I train. So you cannot have a comfort zone and purpose. You signed up in ACN for freedom, but we know that freedom does not come without control. And the reason is that most people don't control the things that they can control. And here's the thing that's kind of sad about it. It's mostly a work ethic thing. It's mostly a work ethic thing. What comes with work ethic? Discipline. Are you disciplined enough to do little things every day, to get good at this, so you can control your actions, which ultimately lead to some freedom, which will pay you at regional vice president infinitely? There's ACN. Thank you all for coming. So why don't most people do it? Because most people don't want to get out of their comfort zone. So here's what's crazy. Their comfort zone is more important to them than their purpose. Right? And when you find people whose purpose is bigger than their comfort zone, you have someone to run with. So, is this making sense so far, you guys? Yes or no? Okay, cool. So check this out. How do we get someone on the road to RVP? How do we do that, even for a new person? Well, first of all, you got to get them thinking about it. Now, RVP for a brand new person can feel overwhelming. So I really think that if you know that the reward at RVP is this residual infinity, this infinity residual, and someone can become a regional vice president with 3,000 customer points, no more than 750 in a team. Well, the way that my mind works is this. I'm looking for someone who wants to become a regional director, because I think the entire comp plan revolves around regional director. I think all the great things that come out of this compensation plan happen at a producing regional director position. If you're a regional vice president, you want regional directors that are producing. If you're a regional director, you want to be a producing regional director. Why? The compensation plan quadruples from executive team leader to regional director. So how do we get people to understand the value of regional vice president? Well, I just covered that. And then how do we get people to really clarify the vision of how to do it? Well, I think if we can help someone in 4 teams become a regional director, by default, you're going to have the points that are required to hit the position of regional vice president. So I know that most of the people on this call, I think I saw Jocelyn Driscoll. There might be a couple other RVPs on here. I'm not exactly sure. I know there's some RDs. I see obviously Natasha and Julian and Baker and some of the others. So you guys, here's the thing, right? If you're a regional director, understand the value of these customer bonuses for your new person. Okay. So the customer bonuses that the company has put in place are so good and they're so simple to hit. Here's what happens. When you have someone who's an executive team leader who is showing you, not just telling you, they're showing you that they want to be serious about this, and they are. We want to get results. You as a leader, actually write this down. Well, hopefully you guys are taking notes on this whole thing. If you do or don't, by the way, you guys, let me get this clear for the beginning of the month. You already know, Baker probably knows what I'm going to say. If you take notes on what I'm going over with you on Thursdays or not, I don't care. It's up to you. It's up to you. The people that want the information and they're going to run with it and apply it, right? They're going to do it. So part of the issue that happens in ACN is we want people to do things, but they may not want to do them. So you can't worry about that. Like you guys, I do not lose any sleep as to whether or not someone's going to take notes, because I know the right people will. That's why I always try to come with a message that you guys can take, and at some point in your ACN business, not only apply it to you immediately, but be able to teach teams as you have teams, because that's what I want for you, if you want that, right? So we've got this RVP idea. Okay, great. We understand it. We understand the value of it. We understand the how valuable it is with this infinity residual and the extra bonuses and all the great stuff that comes in. But you really want to think about becoming regional director and helping people to be regional director. Okay. Now, what do we have to help you guys become regional directors? There's got to be points. There's got to be services. 600 points, no more than 200 in a team. That's regional director. So the problem is this. I love, there's so many armchair quarterbacks out there, well, I'm going to do it this way and I'm going to do it that way. And I got this plan and I got this plan. How about you scrap? How about this? How about you scrap all of your freaking plans and go peak someone today? How about that? How about we start there? In fact, if you're an overachiever, how about this? How about you scrap all that redesigning and everything that you're doing, and let's peak 5 people today. 5 people. By the way, you guys, 5 people in the world. Okay. 5 people. That anybody can do that. Now, here's what's crazy. You peak 5 people today. You peak 5 people today. And I'm telling you, you've started the month properly. You peak 5 people to, by the way, some of you in your head are going, 5 people, what's he talking about? I'm going to peak 20 people today. Really? Drop Natasha a text that you peak 20 people. She'll give me your name and we'll have a call. Like, let's have we need a reality check. Caroline Baker, do people need a reality check? Yes or no? Do you think Mr. Al Thomas would be thrilled if everybody on this call peaked 5 people today? Be thrilled. Okay. So, regional director, 3 teams, 600 points. Now, we need to understand the value in these customer bonuses. Why? Because if you're an executive team leader on this call and you genuinely want to become a regional director, here's something that I'm charging you with taking seriously. And you can write this down. I need to get my team results. I need to get my team results. Less training, more action. Right? The old Elvis song, a little less conversation, a little more action. Right? Like that's what these are about, you guys. All these different calls that Al has and all the different people he has on, and I know he's got some great people that have done these calls. Every single one of them has a purpose behind it. And the ultimate purpose is designed to find that thing in you that's going to trigger activity and action. Less talking. And by the way, you guys, here's something else too. This is a little off my topic, but I want to tell you this. You guys, please stop keeping ACN at arm's length. Right? Stop playing it safe. I'm just going to text people. How about engaging in a conversation? Do you want to know why more people don't engage in conversations? Because you guys aren't confident in what you're saying. That's why. Easy to hide behind a text. Now, do I like texting? Absolutely. But it's hard to get someone to feel your enthusiasm about what it is that you're doing and what you're sharing with them over a text. I'm telling you, 2 lightning emojis, a bomb explosion emoji, and a couple smiley faces does not communicate how you're feeling about a life-changing residual income, freedom, work from home, get my life back business. It does not. It does not. But some of you say, well, dude, I'm texting. Here, Dean, check this text. This is what I'm sending them. Okay, let me know how that's working for you. Because it's very hard to get heart across. You know why like really famous novelists, people that the names of all these people that we would know, why they're so good, why they sell millions of books. I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why. Because they can literally feel what's going on with the characters in those stories. They feel it. Now, look, I don't know about the writing skills for any of you guys, but I don't have those writing skills. I cannot make someone have their heart jump out of their chest about looking at what we're doing over a text. But here's what I can do. I can get someone to be excited enough to get them on the phone with me. And that's where the conversation happens. That makes sense, everybody? So, regional director, 3 teams, 600 points, 200 points per leg. Let's break it down. By the way, I wish that we could like unmute everybody for a second. Let me see. Marie, you want to go regional director? By the way, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just picking names. Marie, you want to go regional director? Yes. Okay, cool. If I give you a game plan on how to do it, would you follow it? Okay, great. Pat, you want to go regional director? If I give you a game plan on how to do it, would you follow it? Belinda, Sharian, Mary, Rachel, Luis, Sam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Here's the plan. Less thinking, more talking. We got to get into the numbers game to find the person in 3 separate teams that we can get attached at the hip and run with. That's it. That's it. So let me tie this in, you guys. Check this out. These last few weeks have been crazy, yes or no? The system's down. We can't run our reports. We're driving with no headlights. Man, I can't really do my bit. You guys, I want you to hear this. This is important. To me, it's important. I think it's hilarious, but I think it's important. I can't really do my business, and the systems are down. I can't pull reports. I don't know what's going on. So let me get this figured out. The system is down. You can't do this and you can't do that. Well, you weren't doing it when the system was up. You can't do this and that. You can't advance your business. You can't run your reports. You can't do this because the system is down. What the hell was the problem when the system was up? That's crazy. Let me tell you guys something. We have people in my team. I'm telling you right now, we have people in my team that have had more production in the last 2 weeks than they've had in the last 2 months. Because ACN has nothing to do with whether or not you can pull a report. Nothing. Well, that's not true, Dean, because you can't really sign people up. Really? We signed up a grip of people. We got paper apps and we got people on application. Best time ever. Well, we can't sign up customers. Really, until last night, all the customer portals were working just fine. And I know that there's some challenges that are happening. So what? You guys, the bigger the reward, the bigger the challenge. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the reward. You got to get that. You got to figure that out. You got to embrace that. You got to love that. You know, if you have some challenges going on, man, you're in for something big. Embrace it. I don't know anywhere in the ACN presentation, when we go through the presentation, by the way, you guys, check this out. All right, hang on. I guess I'm in charge of the waiting room. We got people in the waiting room. Okay. So check this out. It's cool. I got it. So now check this out. Okay. We talked about, which is something Al wanted me to cover, the reward and the value of going RVP, what it takes to get there. Infinity residual. That's the reward. Not everybody gets to RVP. But people have gotten RVP, which means you can't. Well, then how do you really do it? Well, if we can have leaders in 4 separate legs, regional director in 4 separate legs, those 750 points per leg are going to happen by default because you went on a talent search. I covered that a few months ago, and you found someone that wants to become a regional director. And now regional vice president is start coming into shape. And you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like Dean said, this was going to happen. So now check this out. To become a regional director, 3 teams of 200 points, let's call it 100 bills in 3 separate teams. Okay, great. And we understand that what's easy to do is easy not to do. And we understand that the last couple of weeks have been really challenging for the company, but the company needed to shut those systems down to make sure that none of us were vulnerable. Thank God we have a business. And by the way, here's been my experience for over 15 years. Whenever anything like this happens, whether it's their fault or not, do you guys see all the emails and the announcements? They're extending qualifications for 3 weeks. Give me a break. I mean, you guys, anybody who has a start date from February 14th on, they get an additional 3 weeks from their start date to qualify their position. Please give me a break. Like, you guys, they're generous, man. Like, anyway. So going back, RVP to RD, working backwards, you guys, I want you to become obsessed with RD. You're not a regional director. I want you to become obsessed. And listen to me, if you are a regional director on this call, I want you to be obsessed with identifying, and running with someone that wants to. The problem with creating value for people, you guys, is people throw these words around. Even happens on Clubhouse Live. Value this, value that. People, it's like, hang on a minute. You guys, hang on a minute. It's like a bunch of talking heads here. Let's talk about this for a second. Let's really get to the heart of the matter, which is the heart of the matter. These are lifestyle conversations. These are quality of life conversations. Leadership is the ability to be able to adapt to whatever environment you find yourself in. It shouldn't matter. I think athletes are a really great, they're a great example of that, because look, those guys have home games, they have away games. They got to travel, they got to go through all that stuff. But does it change the game? Not at all. Not one bit. You play how you practice, and a lot of people aren't putting in the time to practice this thing. They're not putting in the time actually going out and observing and being aware and peaking people. They're not doing those things. And you guys, it's so easy to confuse thinking about ACN with working ACN, isn't it? It is for everybody. So I'm going to give you guys something, and I've said this before, but I want you to start April. I want you to start the beginning of the second quarter right. Okay. So please don't get this twisted. We want you to become regional directors and higher if that's something that you want. If that's something that you want, we want that for you. Now check this out. Do not get this twisted. Here's doing ACN. I'm going to tell you right now, here's ACN. Okay. And if you guys have written this down before, I want you to write it down again. This is a reminder from me. It's a double shot of espresso in the morning. Here goes. Here's ACN. Getting a customer, helping someone get a customer. Presenting the business, helping someone present the business. That's it. That is it. That is ACN. All of this stuff around it serves to get better at those things. Getting a customer, helping someone get a customer. Presenting the business, helping someone present the business. And at the end of the day, here's all you need to do. Here's all you need to do. Look at that list. Did you do those 4 things? Did you do one of those 4 things? And by the way, I'll just ask Sharon. Sharon, do I have permission to be very direct to start the month? Thank you, ma'am. All right, you guys, here goes. At the end of the day, if you did not do one of those 4 things, you did no ACN that day. at the end of the day, if you did not do one of those 4 things, you did not do ACN that day. By the way, is that okay? It's okay. You're not going to get fired. But what I would do if you're an entrepreneur, what I would do is if you have a day that goes by and you're not able to accomplish one of those 4 things, if not multiple, how about this? Double up the next day. Let's get back on track. Double up the next day. You guys do, well, here we go. It's coming full circle, about to wrap everything up. You guys do that for a month straight, and you sprinkle on top of that, like this. You're just going to sprinkle on top. You sprinkle on top 5 peaks a day. You put, listen, you combine 5 peaks a day with getting a customer, helping someone get a customer, present the business, help someone present the business. You are all on your way to regional director. That's it. All right, look, you guys, you didn't need the back office to do the ACN system. You didn't. No, by the way, you guys all know the 1 through 8 overview, yes or no? What box does it say learn how to pull reports? What box is that? Is that box like 6.5? Or is that the secret? Is that like the secret ACN presentation? Like In and Out has the secret menu? No, there's nowhere in there. Getting a customer, helping someone get a customer, presenting the business, help someone present the business. You guys, here's my hope for you. Here's my hope. I hope that this month of calls, you all advance your activity. I hope this month of calls, you guys advance your daily activity. Daily. See, if you advance your daily activity this month, you guys, I've got such great news for you. Check this out. Check this out. If you stay committed to and advance your daily activity, those 4 things, you cannot be in the same position that you're in right now, May 1st. It's not possible. It's not. By the way, for some of you that are ETLs and maybe it's been kind of floundering and struggling, but you really want this, how would you feel if you knew that you had a leg done to regional director? You have a 200-point leg freaking done. Why? Because you committed to peaking 5 people a day. A peak. I didn't say a presentation. You peaked 5 people a day, and you did one of those 4 things every single day. It will be impossible for you to be in the same position you're in right now starting May 1. Not possible. Your business will have advanced. So I do not necessarily, Natasha and Julian are going to be like, Al, Dean was like, okay, here's the point. I do not necessarily care this month, you guys, about everybody feeling good. I really don't. What I really care about this month is you guys advancing the businesses that you've committed to, because you're totally capable. Now we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of laughs and do our stuff. But I'm just telling you right now, if you guys want to know the theme of Thursdays for this month, it is to advance your business. You guys, would you keep going to the gym every single day if there was no change and you did nothing different? You'd go do something else. So the entire theme for Thursdays is advance your business. The 4 things we need to do, and peaking 5 people. And here's what will happen. In fact, I'll end with this. If Thursday mornings are about advancing your business, here's what you guys should know. If you do what I laid out, you are on a collision course with regional director. And I know what will happen when you become a regional director. when you become a regional director and you start getting those first set of cabs, you are going to be, you're going to be excited, and you're going to be excited, and you're going to be kind of pissed at the same time. And I don't mind saying that. I'm Italian, whatever. Here's why. You're going to be excited because you're going to be like, you just went from 50s to 200s. You get 2 or 3 or 4 people getting qualified in a week. That's an $800 to $1,000 week. You're like, oh my God. Right? Pat, would that be good? Pat's like this. Pat's shaking her head like this. She goes like this. I said, $600, $700, $800 week. Pat went like this. See, I'm watching you guys. Pat goes like this. Like, can't even imagine it. Start imagining it. But here's where you're going to be a little bit angry. Why did I wait so long to do this? What was I thinking? By the way, you guys, the older we get, right? The older we get, or am I just the only one? The older we get, do we have some of these thoughts? Do we have some of these thoughts? What was I thinking? Right? So let's take this month to advance your businesses. Those 4 things, and peaking people on a daily basis. Those 4 things. By the way, you guys, you want to know what? I don't care what calls people get on. I don't get on a lot of calls. I know what needs to be done in ACN. I do. We need to get customers, help people get customers, present the business, help people present the business. You do that enough times, guess what? By default, the right person is absolutely going to come across your business. Do you guys get that? Get customers, help someone get a customer. Present the business, help someone present the business. If you do that consistently, the right person will come across what you're sharing. And oh man, is it fun to do ACN when you have someone that wants to run with you. You guys, let me tell you something. Let me be crystal clear. Guess what's better than ACN when you find someone to run with you? Let me be very clear. Here's the answer. Nothing. There is nothing more fun than finding someone that wants to run with you. And now you're watching them get excited, and then you flip out when they start doing stuff without you. How about this? You have someone on your team that starts solving problems without you. And now the text that you're getting from your person isn't, hey man, oh my God, flash this, Vivint that, I need your help, emergency. The text you're getting is this. Oh yeah, by the way, my friend's Vivint got installed, no problem. I took care of the whole thing. You're like this. The clouds parted, the sun shined, the angels wept. Oh, it's unbelievable. This is why we did. This is what I freaking signed up for. But that can't happen if you're not that person for your new rep. That can't happen unless you become that person. That's how to advance your business. So how about this? For the month of April, let's roll up our sleeves, hold yourself accountable, and let's advance everybody's business in April. So there you go, Natasha, Julian, you guys send the recording off to Al. And that's what I had to share with you guys. It's good to be back. I'm looking forward to spending April with you guys. And let's get you guys rolling.